want to be happy, don't you? In fact, I want everybody to just be happy. Hi, I'm Conchetta, and thanks for spending a little time with me as I cue women of a lovely age. Listen for the cues you may have missed in the past, and life can begin again. If you don't know exactly what I mean by a cue, please catch the beginning of my first episode. But basically, it means I'm giving a cue or a signal to skip past the drama, find a happy scene, and play your role in that one. Now, if you just got some really bad news or, I don't know, whatever might be going on that's making you have one of those days, take a deep breath and just say, "No, I'm not going to let that ruin my life. Not today. Today, I choose happy." Now, that said, I can't choose happy if I'm witnessing evil or injustice of some kind. When that happens, well, I don't know about you, but I have a knee-jerk, understandable reaction, and it's called anger. The thing is, holding on to that anger for too long is soul-sucking. If there's something you can do to rectify the situation, do it and do it fast, then move on, or that anger will permeate everything in your life. It's also hard to be happy when you personally get hit with so much garbage that those deep breaths, they just don't work. And we fall apart. I mean, when one nasty thing happens, most of us can somehow get past it. You know, you go get some ice cream, call a trusted friend, vent a little, and get over it. What's hard is when the nasties start piling up one on top of the other day after day until one hits you right in the gut. Do you ever just lose it, when you feel like you just can't take any more? That's when we have the ugly cry. When I was younger, the ugly cry was followed by very big anger. And after that came revenge. My motto back then was, don't get mad, get even. And I did. What a waste of time and energy. All that anger and fury is a kind of pacifier. It's the way we cover up the stuff that's really going on in our hearts. Usually, anger comes from a deep, deep sadness. And if that sadness is the result of a betrayal, whoa, that's an injustice to our very soul. So we get screaming mad, and it covers up the hurt. But it's still there right under all the anger. That hurt doesn't go away just because we're yelling and breaking things. The other thing masquerading as anger is fear. So instead of admitting a deep underlying fear that some stuff produced, we get angry. Also not very productive. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness." Wow. At my lovely age, let me tell you, every happy second counts big time. If, like me, you have fewer years ahead than behind you, I think you'll agree anger is not worth losing even 1 second of happy. When I began to consciously choose happy, I don't know what happened to my anger button, but it's not there anymore. I certainly don't miss it. Where did it go? I have no idea. I really noticed it was missing the other day when I drove to the post office to pick up my mail. Now, cars are directed to enter at one end of the parking lot and exit at the other. So I drove into the entrance and I spotted one parking space left. It was way at the end, by the exit end. Yes, I thought, thank you, good parking karma. Now, at the same time as I headed for it and began to turn into the space, someone was illegally driving into the lot from the exit. It looked like the car was coming right towards me, so I quickly got out of the way by turning in front of it and scooching into the parking spot. What I didn't realize was that she was driving into the lot the wrong way to get that spot. I had apparently pulled into the space she wanted. Well, she quickly pulled up behind me, honking her horn, and parked, with the passenger side of her car directly behind mine to block me. I thought, oh no, She thinks I tried to beat her to this spot. I only pulled into it fast to get out of her way. Now, I knew I didn't do anything wrong, but I still felt bad about it. I wanted to explain, so I quickly opened my car door and leaned out to say, "Hey, it's okay, move your car, you can have the spot." But before I got a chance to say anything, she had already jumped out of her parked car, so I couldn't move mine, and charged past me into the post office. Whoa, she wasn't just mad, that girl was getting even. I stood next to my open car door, watching her disappear into the post office when I realized I was so calm. I mean, I should be furious. Where did my mad go? I'm blocked into my parking spot by this crazy woman, and I'm not angry. Who am I? It was like I was having an out-of-body experience. The old me, I should say, the young one, would have chased after that girl and made an unbelievable scene. Instead, I stood there for a few seconds, staring at her car, thinking, well, I hope she's back soon, or I'll have to report it to someone so I can get out of here and go home. Meantime, I did the next best thing. I simply walked into the post office to get my mail. As I was leaving, I spotted her marching back to her car, so I quickly walked out and tried to catch up, but, she was stampeding back to that car fast and furious, so she got into it while I was still a few feet away and slammed the door. I didn't want her to be mad at me for no reason, so I got to her car just as she started it up and called out, Hey, I didn't realize you wanted that spot. I didn't do it purposely. I would have pulled out." She stared at me through the window, and we both froze for a second. I don't know what she was thinking, but I know she heard me. Then I watched as she put it in gear, stepped on the gas, and boom, just quickly drove off. Well, I don't know how the rest of her day went, but I hope she found a happy Q. The point I'm trying to make is most things are just not worth a second thought. When we let the stupid stuff go and choose happy, we win. It was a beautiful sunny day. I got back into my car, turned on some classical music, and drove home. We don't have control over what other people do to us. What we can control is how we respond. I mean, maybe that poor girl was going through something awful and her anger was about more than just losing a stupid parking space. In a book by Don Miguel Ruiz called The Four Agreements, the second one really applies here. He says, and I quote, "Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering." Wow. You mean I'm not the center of the universe? Ruiz seems to be saying our anger melts away when we don't take things personally, when we don't let anyone or anything take away our peace, our joy. Ignore the soul-sucking triggers and pick up your happy cues. We're responsible for our own feelings and not someone else's doings. And what I choose to feel is happy. You hear those finger snaps? That's your cue. If you're having a bad day, snap yourself out of it. We were born to play in the happy scenes. I hope you'll meet me here again. I plan to release a new episode every 2 weeks, so if you enjoy listening, please tell your friends so you can all subscribe and surround each other with smiles and laughter. Until then, be happy. Why not?